Yes, you see it right. We have Peter Billingsley right here on Idaho Today. So excited for this. All right, so for 40 years, families across the globe have been enamored with the holiday classic movie, A Christmas Story. Many people, including myself, have incorporated the film into their family traditions and even adopted movie merch into their holiday decorations. I brought in my leg lamp night light here on the table, Peter, this morning for you.
I can see that.
We even named our dog Ralphie, honestly, after your character. Yes.
Wow.
I have a Boston Terrier named Ralphie.
That's awesome.
Yes, but you know, 4 decades later, though, Idahoans, now we have the opportunity to celebrate in the electric joy of the movie.
Yes.
Coming up on December 14th. With this great anniversary and a Q&A with you. This is super exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, we're doing a screening at the Egyptian Theater in downtown. I'm going to be doing a Q&A afterwards. And it's hard to believe when you hear 40 years, that it's been 40 years since we made the movie. 1983.
1983, how old were you when
I was 12.
You were 12 years old. My goodness. Okay, so what do you think it is, though, about the story of A Christmas Story that makes it so relevant and it still resonates with multiple generations, decades later?
Yeah, it does. It was a small movie. It took the filmmakers about 12 years to get the movie made. Nobody wanted to make it. They finally got enough money. The director had to put his entire salary back into the movie. And it, you know, opened okay. It didn't do great. And we liked it. And we thought, oh, well, back then, that was sort of the life of movies.
Yeah.
And through cable and video, slowly it kept finding an audience. And I heard people would buy a VHS copy and share it with friends and say, you've got to see this movie. And it grew and grew and grew until it started a marathon. 24 hours on TBS.
Yes.
And then it's just kind of pushed into the mainstream. So it was kind of cool to have the relationship with the movie almost grow over time as well.
Yeah.
And I think probably the biggest takeaway I hear is that's my family. So the relatability is genuine to it. It's a very real family. There's a lot of love at the core, but it's kind of rough around the edges like a lot of families. It's a bit messy. And I think that for the first time, people felt like it was a true representation of kind of what they go through. And so, I don't know, it even winds up on in our house. Not that I want to watch myself
I was going to
on
ask
TV,
you that, yes.
But just the sounds of the movie kind of doesn't feel like Christmas.
Well,
so you hear the narration and
it's so
some of the moments in the music, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough, I can turn it off.
You hit the nail on the head when you said it doesn't feel like Christmas without that. I mean, because like you said, there's a marathon on television where it just repeats and just loops. And I mean, it's always on in our house. We have a DVD copy and we watch it all the time. It's honestly the first movie that we watch of the season. Right after we carve the turkey on Thanksgiving, it's A Christmas Story. And I mean, it is. I think you're completely correct also too, mentioning that this is a story that people can find themselves in. There's just certain elements where everyone can kind of relate to it. And it's such a gold standard, if you will, I think, of storytelling as well. I can imagine when the opportunity came up for you to play Ralphie again, to reprise that role with a little bit of a twist, though, as an adult. It had to be the perfect story, though, right?
It did. We worked on that for a long time as well. You know, over the years, people had said, do you want to do something again? And it just never felt right. And then we did that last year after 39 years. Yeah. It was sort of like, well, probably now or never. We should probably do this. We looked up, I think it might be the longest wait of a sequel of any film. But it was fun then to take Ralph and see, like, what's he like as a dad? Yeah. You know, and how much did his dad rub off on him? Where are his dreams? Where's his life? So it took place in the 1970s in Chicago, and we were able to get the whole cast back and kind of play with those old friendships and that sense of nostalgia of kind of going home.
Yeah, and I love too, again, that messiness that we see in the first story is definitely there in the second story as well, but it all ends the way it's supposed to end, right? And there is that beauty and that positive ending in it, regardless of all the challenges that come up, right?
Well, that's what I think, you know, I've done a lot of Christmas movies. I think I've done 5, either produced or been in, and they all kind of have that message is why they resonate, and it's weird, like not only Christmas Story, but if you go to iTunes charts around this time of year, you see all the movies moving up now. Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life. We want to watch them over and over, and I think it's that reminder, maybe even comforting to know that as challenging as our lives are, as messy as they are at times, there's some hope and light at the end of the tunnel, and sometimes just showing up is the best thing that you can do. So they have great messages that remain kind of eternal.
Yes.
And I think that's why we revisit them so much. And you're right, we see ourselves in these characters. You know, it's not like the world's at stake. You're just trying to pull off Christmas. But it feels like the world's going to end if you don't. And that's what makes it fun.
Yes, like when the Christmas star breaks on the tree in A Christmas Story Christmas. Yes. And speaking of Christmas movies, one of my other favorite Christmas movie that you are in, you play Ming Ming in Elf.
Yes.
That had to have been an incredibly fun movie to be a part of.
It was. You know, I think another one that you look back at what the experience was at the time. Friends with Jon Favreau, who directed that movie, and just said, hey, will you come do a little cameo in this? We want a little of that Christmas Story magic dust in here, baby. So I did it uncredited. It's been fun to just have people discover it because I have a beard and they raise my voice, and it's hard to recognize.
Honestly, I would say I think we recognized you right away, though. I mean, you're much older than 12, Peter.
Yes,
but
at that time.
You still look a little
down.
Yes, exactly. Maybe it was easier because you were in an elf outfit.
So.
And you looked super young in it. Yes, yeah. In addition to all this amazing success that you've had on camera, you've also had immense success behind the camera as well as a producer. You know, you'd mentioned you're with Wild West Picture Show Productions, which is Vince Vaughn's production company. You're doing a lot of projects. You do a podcast with him. You guys are reviewing Christmas movies, right?
Yeah, we are. It's called A Cinematic Christmas Journey. We, as I said, loving Christmas and Christmas movies. In partnership with Spotify, we kind of deep dive on classic Christmas movies. So we decode the themes and the scenes of behind-the-scenes stories, and sort of, there's a lot of fan podcasts, I think, where fans review movies, but as a filmmaker, I can kind of break down what people were trying to do, what they succeeded at, what they failed at, and it's fun to look back at them. The expert angle? In a way, yes, and it's fun for me to learn more about these movies as well.
That's awesome. Okay, and you have chosen Idaho as your home.
Yes.
We are so honored to have you here.
We love it. Well, we're honored to be here. We moved up here a couple of years ago. It's a great place to raise a family. I've got some young kids myself, and we just really wanted to kind of, I think, replicate the way we grew up in the 80s. Yeah. And to find a place that had those values and the ability to kind of be outside and play and do a lot of the things that we did. And so I feel very fortunate to be here. We've made a lot of great new friends quickly, and the sense of community in the state is amazing. And just the access to outdoor stuff, which we've been exploring slowly but surely. And you know, every time we have a free weekend, we try to pick somewhere new to go.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we are certainly honored to call you an Idahoan now, Peter.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yes, and you are part of the Idaho Film Society.
Yes.
Tell us about your role with that really quick.
Yeah, so after coming here, Idaho Film Society reached out, and they're growing, and really it's, what I love about it, it's very grassroots and starts with the love of film. So the event is kind of our kickoff event. We'll be doing a lot of screenings in partnership with the Egyptian Theater. They've taken over the bus station in downtown. There will be a sense of community there. People can join, and if you love film and want to see film grow, you know, it's not only about getting the tax rebate to shoot here. It's about building small production stages, getting an equipment rental house, and supporting filmmakers and film fans in the state.
I love that. It's a long time coming, I'll tell you that.
I think so, and I think what Treefort's been able to do with music and comedy shows that there's a great way to follow through and do that with film.
Wonderful. Okay, so the event on December 14th, that's sold out.
It did sell out,
which is it's a good challenge to have.
It is.
So is there more to come, though?
I think we're going to add a second screening. So there will be a date to come soon.
Okay.
We're talking to Elliot at the Egyptian Theater. Everyone wants to do it, so if we can find a night to do it, we will.
Wonderful. And then people can obviously go to the Egyptian Theater's website probably to learn more. Keep an eye on that.
Absolutely, and to ifs.org.
Wonderful. Peter, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Peter Billingsley, everyone.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. And please stay in touch.
Absolutely.
All right. Everyone, stick around. More to come right here on Idaho Today right after the break. That's my leg lamp right there.
You see that?